Welcome to this episode of KELPI Live. We are with the SSRAV in Victoria, Broadford to be exact, at the speedway track for round 5, the final round of the KELPI Cup. Today there will be 4 races conducted, 3 6 laps and 1 10 laps, deciding our top 3 place getters, first, second, third, and also our overall winner of the KELPI Cup. So these points are all accumulated across all our rounds, and today we will find out who will be standing on the top step to take away the KELPI Cup. So as you can see, we are using speedway tapes for the starting process today. On the line we have the 69 of Ryan Foster, 11 Braden Stubner, 93 Gary Ruttman, 837 Kelsey Jensen, 96 Stacey Malloy, 193 Robbie Ruttman, 645 Daniel Leonetti, and 717 Jack Stewart. And it was the 11 of Braden Stubner that got a cracking start, closely followed by Robbie Ruttman, new to the sport, Daniel Leonetti there in third. So cracking start there for Braden on a KELPI block. Coincidentally, Robbie putting the charge on though. Early Robbie getting a bit loose there, giving the opportunity to Dan Leonetti. Dan Leonetti, the only one on 1919's American tyres, everyone else on 2119. Daniel pushing pretty hard there. I think he'll size up Braden pretty quickly. Braden new to seniors. Actually, I think this possibly could be his first senior race if I'm not corrected there. Daniel pushing the sneaky nose wheel in there up the front of Braden there. He's got him nicely there, taken cleanly, giving them plenty of room and time. So that's the difference between experience. Back there in third we've got Robbie Ruttman. Sorry, Robbie. It's going fantastic for his first full season of dirt track racing. I believe they might be getting into a bit of 1919 action next year. Also Kelsey Jensen there, our KELPI rider, back there in fourth. Struggles a little bit on the ovals, Kelsey, but she's there, giving it a crack, and it's only going to help her get better. Jack Stewart and Ryan Foster there having the battle back there for fifth and sixth. Ryan still finding his feet also. It's fairly new, quite a few new riders to the sport here. Last lap flag out for our riders, yellow with a black stripe, and speedway is last lap. So slightly different rules for these riders to adapt to as well. Stacey Malloy there, very new, she's going awesome as Daniel comes along the line to take the win, followed by number 11 Braden Stubner. The 193 of Robbie Ruttman in third. Fourth goes to Kelsey Jensen, 837. Jack Stewart in fifth, Brian Closter in sixth. Gary Ruttman in seventh, and Stacey Malloy back there in eighth. Fantastic effort for Stacey getting out there and getting plenty of laps in. So on to the second race of the day. Tapes go up. Oh, with a bit of a wheel stand there for a young Robbie on the outside gate. Nice inside line there by Dan Leonetti. Looks like he's got the whole shot and he's going to run away with this one with the chase on from Kelsey Jensen there. Pretty sure that's Ryan Closter there in third, Jack Stewart in fourth. And then I'm assuming that's Braden, Gary and Robbie. Changed the lens there on the camera, so it's made it a little bit harder, but yeah, they're coming into turn 1 there, 3 wide coming out of turn 2. Robbie on the outside, Braden on the inside of, I think that was Jack Stewart, yes it was. Chasing down Ryan now is Braden Stubner coming into pick corner. It's taking the inside line, looks like he might pull it off. Side by side coming out of turn 2, Robbie Ruttman taking the inside of Jack into turn 3, secures that position, which will be fifth. Needs to come back a little bit yet. Still a couple laps to go. Robbie pushing hard, pretty hard on Closter there, back there Stacey Malloy. We saw Gary Ruttman, Robbie's dad there, having a good crack. There's Daniel Leonetti coming across the line. It's pulled away from Kelsey. He's got a pretty good gap there. looking pretty comfortable with both these riders. Kelsey Jensen pushing her ass back, trying to get a bit of traction to pull Dan in. Probably a little bit late now, only 6 laps to get it done. Dan looking very comfortable, got the last lap flag. You've got Braden there with Robbie breathing down his neck. Don't think he's going to get it done this time though. It's probably 2 bike lengths there. It's pretty hard to pull that in with 2 corners to go, but here comes Daniel Leonetti to take the checkered flag. Kelsey Jensen takes second. Braden Stubbner takes third. Robbie Ruttman takes fourth. One Night 3. Sorry, yes, it was Jack Stewart in fifth. Brian Foster in sixth. Gary Ruttman in seventh. And Stacey Malloy in eighth. So pretty good racing there by our 8 riders. Great to see these guys all get out and do short track. Normally we'd be doing the longer track, 630 metres or so, with the kidney being right hand turn in it. Looks like we're ready to go racing. Runs off the track, tape should come up any second. Good start by Jensen on the outside, Leonetti also. Foster too, a cracking start there, sitting in second on the inside. Stewart always pushing in there too. Oh, he gets around Foster on the inside. Looking really good. Someone running around the outside wide there. Could be Braden or Robbie. It's a bit hard to tell from here, but Jensen gets around Leonetti into turn 3. She's starting to power off. Then trying to hold that inside line, pull her in down the straight. Kelsey a bit wider, screwing up the corner early on the power, nice and early. Could be a battle up the front. Leonetti's still getting used to the 19s. You can see he's still got a bit of that Australian dirt track style happening there. The foot's in line with the motorcycle rather than cocked out like the American style. Bar's not quite pushing in as much, but he'll get there. He's doing a great job on the 19s. In third, I'm pretty sure that's Robbie Ruttman. Braden there coming into the corner now. Stewart behind him, Gary Ruttman behind him. Gary goes on the inside. Great move there for Gary. It's looking really comfortable on the oval, Gary is. As I said, first season for Gary and Robbie. Kelsey pulling a bit of a gap on Leonetti. It's good to see Leonetti not giving in though. But he knows he's going to have the points to be on the podium one way or another, and overall podium most likely. He's just got to keep in the top 2 every round. Kelsey Jensen wants to be on that overall podium also. Wants to be on the podium today, and this is how she's going to do it. Needs to keep in front of Dan Leonetti. Doing a great job. Definitely opened up the gap. Got the checkered. Taking the win. Kelsey Jensen, Dan Leonetti, Robbie Ruttman, Braden Stubbner, Gary Ruttman, Jack Stewart, Brian Foster, and Stacey Malloy. Got to take our hat off to Stacey. It's not easy being last in each round, but it's how you get important track time. So on to our 10 lapper for the day. Last race of the day. Here we go. Tapes up. Ruttman gets a bit crossed up in the ruck there. Takes out Jensen's front wheel, but up the front, Costa got the jump. Leonetti, Braden on the inside. Jack Stewart sitting in the outside there with Ruttman and Ruttman. Kelsey can hear her getting up in the background. Probably should have stayed down. The race carries on. Leonetti pushing out, taking the lead. Will he break away? Braden Stubbner sitting there, number 11 in second place. Doing a great job on board the KELPI block. Looks like Foster got around Ruttman there. Gone out of picture, but up the front it's Dan Leonetti looking even more comfortable, starting to tip the 19 set and even more. She's banging up down the back here, bunching up. Ruttman on the inside, Foster and Stewart. Foster in the middle there. Gary Ruttman in front of young Robbie, which is great to see. Just nice and steady. Nice and steady wins the race. It's keeping in control, hugging the inside line. Braden trying to do the same, trying not to make any silly mistakes. Looking really good. Bit of a battle by Foster and the 717 of Jack Stewart. Braden looking very comfortable indeed. We go back through the field a bit. It's got Stacey Malloy. Kelsey Jensen are about to come around Stacey, try to get some valuable points back. Dan Leonetti there chasing down the lap traffic. He's got a nice big gap. He can relax really and just cut the laps, make sure he stays consistent and smooth. They can take these points all the way to the end. Dan goes around Stacey, behind Dan comes the rest of the field. Braden still holding that gap. Young Robbie Jr. there, it's got around his dad, Gary Ruttman. Robbie hunting down Braden now, Gary hunting down Robbie. That's great to see. That's the sort of racing we like to see. It's not extremely close, but one wrong move and they could get in there. Jack Stewart there behind Gary Ruttman. Jack having a great day on the short track too. So a lot to get your head around. A lot of these guys finding their feet, haven't done a lot of the shorter oval stuff. Hopefully will join us in the AFT next year. Coming around the lap traffic with Stacey Malloy holding their line beautifully so everyone can come around her. Good to see. Robbie got around Braden there, took the opportunity. The lap traffic, Braden on the inside, not giving it away too easy. Robbie making the straight as long as possible, corners short as possible. Gary trying to pull in, wait for one of these youngsters to make a hot-headed move so he can capitalise on it. Last lap flag out. Gary really holding with these young boys. Great to see. Braden there looking to see if he can line up Robbie. Looks like Robbie's going to break away a little bit, give himself a bit of breathing space. Into 3. Going to come out of 4. I think Braden's left it too late, tries to give it a push, but it's not going to be enough. So Dan Leonetti, Robbie Ruttman, Braden Stubner, Gary Ruttman, Jack Stewart, Ryan Closter, Kelsey Jensen and Stacey Malloy. So that wraps up round 5 with the SSRAV at Broadford at the Victorian State Motorcycle Complex for the KELPI Cup. It was fantastic days racing. I hope everyone enjoyed that. I definitely did. It was great to see these guys tackling the short circuit. And it also wrapped up our 2023 KELPI Cup. The overall standings for round 5 looked like this. The 645 of Daniel Leonetti from the top step was 97 points. In the second step, on the 193 machine with Robbie Rortman on 80 points. Got there by countback as number 11, Braden Stubner on the third step also had 80 points. Congratulations to the 645 Daniel Leonetti for taking out the top step with 175 points, followed by Kelsey Jensen, Jack Stewart, Gary Ruttman, Ryan Foster, Kyle Matchin, Marty White, Brent Webley, Robbie Rotman, Braden Stubner, Neil Murtaugh, Harrison Small, Ashton Joy, Stacey Malloy and Brendan McCallum. A huge thank you to all the clubs and our partners involved, and we look forward to bringing you more flat track racing in 2024.